What's up everybody? Welcome back to another Shop Talk Tuesday. So if you're new to this video series, what this is all about is a commentary based type thing where I talk about what's going on in the comments section for the YouTube channel, what's going on in the comments and posts and all that stuff for the Facebook page, plus things that people email me and ask me questions about. Basically what this is me answering those things or talking about those comments and just trying to give you all a little bit of my insight into those things. Now what we're going to be talking about today is going to be stuff that I've seen in bladesmithing forums, beginning knife maker groups on Facebook and things like that, plus plenty of things that people, well, I say plenty of things, but one of the main things that people ask me about on my email and just so many different things. Now, what it is, hey, I'm thinking about getting into making knives. I'm on a small budget. What should I get to start off with? And I'm going to try and answer that with, I guess, my own experience. Now, is this 100% the best order of things that you should probably get? Maybe not, but in my experience, this is what I would suggest. So here we go. Now, the first thing that I would suggest you get, okay? And before I even do that, everything that I'm going to suggest first, you could get for less than $500. So all of them added up would still be less than $500. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but whenever it comes to like knife making and stuff like that, I mean, we have thousands of dollars worth of tools once you really get into it. I mean, a belt grinder can cost you anywhere from $800 to $2,000 to $5,000. So in the grand scheme of things, $500 is really not that much, and you do not have to get every single one of these tools to be able to start knife making. But the first tool is going to be an angle grinder. 100% hands down, I would get an angle grinder before I would get any other tool when it came to making knives, because you can use an angle grinder to make a complete knife, to do handle shaping, to do all kinds of different things. And to prove that, I'm going to end up making a knife with just an angle grinder. I don't know when I'm going to release that video or when I'm really going to do that, because I haven't even made the video, but I'm going to do a knife where the only tool that I use when it comes to machinery is my angle grinder. So I'm going to cut out the steel, I'm going to do the bevels, I'm going to do all of the buffing and polishing, I'm going to do the handle shaping, I'm going to do all of that stuff with just an angle grinder. Now I will use some sandpapers and things like that whenever I do it, but the only machine that I'm going to use is an angle grinder. That's it. Create a whole entire knife with that one tool. But that's what I would suggest first, because you could do so many things, and if you learn how to control an angle grinder really well, the amount of stuff that you can do that isn't even just knife making, that is woodworking, that is so many different things, angle grinder skills are absolutely amazing to have. I have spent hundreds of hours behind an angle grinder, because whenever I did stonework and I had to do granite countertops and things like that, I did all of my bullnose, so all of my edges, by hand. You know, I ended up getting one of the big routers and stuff like that, but I enjoyed doing all of the shaping with just an angle grinder. So we did all the shaping, polishing, everything to create really cool countertops. We did step edges, waterfall edges, full round nose, all that stuff with just an angle grinder and polishing pads. So you can do it. Now, whenever you get to the next tool, a lot of people are going to automatically think that it's going to be a 1x30. It's not. It's not a 1x30. It's a drill press. I would suggest angle grinder, then drill press. A drill press is a multifaceted tool. A lot of people think that you could only just drill holes with it and that's it, but you're wrong if you think that's what you only can do with a drill press. You can get sanding drums and it will do everything that a spindle sander can do. It can do the stuff that a small wheel attachment can do, because you can get all the different size spindles to put in that, and you can do that. It's also a buffer. It's also a press to do eyelets and things like that. You can use a drill press for so many things, and you do not have to get an expensive one. Mine is from Harbor Freight. Dude, the amount of knife making that you can do with just an angle grinder and a drill press would blow your mind if you put the, thinking cap on and went into Harbor Freight and just started looking at all the things that you could put in a drill press. It's crazy. So, angle grinder, drill press. After that, it would be a toss-up between a 1x30 and a forge. You could use a forge and do all kinds of things with your heat treating, annealing, and all that stuff, and you still wouldn't even need to have a 1x30 yet. Because if you can anneal steel, it's a lot easier to use file jigs and stuff like that to refine stuff. So you could use your angle grinder to initially cut in your bevels, and then use a file jig to just refine them easily after you use a forge to anneal the hardness out of it if you're doing a file knife or something like that. Or you could do all your stuff with 1080 steel, 1095 steel, stuff like that, and have a forge to heat treat and do that whole process, and still again use an angle grinder, a drill press, a file jig, and a forge. Still wouldn't even need a belt sander or a belt grinder yet. Once you get those things, then baby, go ahead and get a 1x30. Again, it's a tool that makes your life easier, but it is not a necessity by any means. It just makes everything easier. But it's not something that's needed to be able to do this craft. There's a lot of people that do not even use angle grinders to do knife making. So, I'm just saying, that's not the number one thing on the list. The number one thing, angle grinder. Number two, drill press. Number three would be a toss-up between a forge and a 1x30. But I would suggest a forge before the 1x30. Especially because you can make a forge super easily. I've got 2 videos that you could go back and check out. One where I made a forge out of an ammo can, and one where I made a bigger forge with just fire bricks, a burner, a propane tank. It's super simple. They're not expensive to make. You can make those for around $100. And then, after that, I would suggest go ahead and get a 1x30 to just make your life easier. Get rid of the bevel jig with the files and all that stuff. Get rid of that and just go straight to a 1x30. Make your life a lot easier. But again, that's number 4 on the list, okay? You can do everything. All kinds of different stuff. Once you have an angle grinder, a drill press, a forge, and then the luxury of a 1x30 or a 2x72. I would definitely use a 1x30 for months before I got a 2x72. Or I would make a 2x48 or even just buy a 2x48. I wouldn't go up to a 2x72 until you decided that you were going to do this for partial income, because that is a big investment and you need to get a return on that investment. Mine was about $2,000. I needed to sell knives in order to get a return on that investment, so I produced a lot more knives. But it makes my life a lot easier because I still have to film everything, edit everything, and do all that stuff, so I needed something that could, be able to do that. That's why I got a 2x72. I would not suggest you get a 2x72 until you are 100% into doing knife making and you have no doubt in your mind that that's what you're going to end up doing for a very long time. Now, let's recap. Grinder, drill press. Look into all the things you can do with the drill press. Then forge, then 1x30. Then 1x30. And then go into maybe a porta band saw. Porta band saw makes my life so easy with the little swag table and all that stuff. But again, that's not a necessity, it's just a luxury. So I would suggest those things. And of course you're going to need other things like hammers and punches and all that stuff. But when it comes to machinery, those are the things that I would suggest you get into right off the bat. Now, that's that section. Hopefully that helped some of y'all. If it did, tell me about it in the comment section below. Now, let's jump into what we have working in the background. So of course, we are still working on my heirloom knives. I plan on getting those finished tomorrow so I can get those shipped out to their prospective owners. And then we are working on getting the sheaths done for the little chunky Tonto-ish knives. And then we're of course working on this one in the video series right now. Absolutely awesome. Love the way this is turning out. Can't wait to see how these handle scales are going to be. They're going to be super unique and I really want to work with them. But that's what we have coming up that's going to be in the channel. And then of course a few of the things that will end up being on the channel, because I am going to show you the sheath making on those chunky file knives. Now, I know that y'all love the viewers knife section, so we're going to hop into that. And these knives, so this was another one where someone sent me a few of their knives, and we're going to do the whole cutaway like we did in the last two videos, because I like doing the full screen to where you can actually see more detail on the knives as opposed to just like the little pictures on the corner here. I want y'all to focus on the knives themselves. So we're going to go ahead and cut away to that here in a second, but these are from CJ Miller. CJ, thank you for sending in the pictures of these knives. I think the guys are going to absolutely love them. We're going to talk about it once we get done, like talking about them. But let's go ahead, let's cut away to them right now. All right, guys, let's talk about CJ's knives here. This first one with the black handle scales, I really like the shape of this knife. I like that pinch hole that you have on the top right by the spine. Plus, it looks like it has a hollow grind to this knife. Absolutely beautiful. Love the profile of this knife. Now for the second one, this is the first one of the two that have this really nice fuller work. I really love the fuller on this. I like the overall shape of this. It's just a real nice clip point with that fuller and acid-etch and stone wash on the blade. Beautiful knife, beautiful profile, amazing. And then for the third one, another absolutely beautiful profile. I would actually like to have this knife right here, and I think I'm going to end up making one kind of like this. I like the way the fuller works with the secondary bevel that you have right here. So you have that fuller and then the bevel, and absolutely just stunning knife. Really love the profile on this one as well. And then for the last one, this chef knife, beautiful handle, beautiful blade, beautiful finish on the whole entire knife. I like the contrast of the pins versus the handle material, plus the shape of that handle is just beautiful. This is an excellent example of a chef's knife. Great job. Love these. Guys, what did y'all think about those knives? CJ, I think you did an amazing job. I love the fullers that you did in the knives. Those are something that I plan on doing on a few of my knives here in the future. So, you know, 2 thumbs up for that. Absolutely amazing. Guys, y'all tell him what y'all think about those knives in the comment section below. And if y'all want to look at any of his other stuff, I'm going to link his Instagram in the description below. So go check that out. Check out his other stuff. And guys, if y'all haven't yet, send me pictures of your knives. All you got to do is go to the email in the description below. Send them there. I don't care if it's your first knife, your 5th knife, your 50th knife, your 500th knife. I would love to see those knives. So definitely make sure that y'all send me pictures of those. And guys, that's pretty much it of this one. Thank y'all for coming by. If y'all would, give this video a thumbs up. Share this video or one of my videos I've done in the past that might be your favorite. And guys, bottom corner, hit that subscribe button so you get notified of the stuff that we have coming up. Especially finishing this knife right here, because this is going to be badass. Guys, thank y'all for coming by. Thank y'all for spending your time with me. Y'all have an amazing day. And for real, guys, y'all stay safe out there. And I will catch y'all next time.